Hello all, I am PWMD working as an assistant professor at Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. So today we'll discuss about the experiment number 1, that is verification of impulse momentum principle. Okay, so this impulse momentum principle we have to verify by determining the coefficient of impact. Now how to determine coefficient of impact? So it is a ratio of, you see here, coefficient of impact. It is the, yes, it is the ratio of actual force to the theoretical force. Okay, so obviously coefficient of impact is the ratio of actual force to the theoretical force. Okay, so obviously theoretical force is always more as compared to actual force. Now how to calculate theoretical force? First of all, what we have to do, we have to determine coefficient of impact by comparing theoretical force with actual force. Now how to calculate theoretical force? So obviously by theoretical equations. So what cases we have to consider? Cases are what? When it strikes a fixed surface. So we are taking fixed flat plate, fixed inclined plate and fixed curved plate in which jet strike the plate at center. Okay. So that equations we have already calculated. That is the equation for fixed flat plate is rho a v square. Correct. Then equation for here we are using what curved plate, that is hemispherical plate. So it is 2 rho a v square. And for inclined plane it is I think rho a v square sin square theta, correct? So we have to calculate theoretical force. Now how to calculate actual force? So actual force you can calculate by having an impact of jet on that particular plate. Okay, so when the water issues from the round jet, that is nozzle, is directed against a flat stationary object, it can be expected to flatten out and disperse parallel with the surface. Okay, and the force exerted by the fluid on the surface of body is in the opposite direction of jet of steam is equal to product of specific weight, flow rate and fluid velocity. Okay, so here theoretical force, suppose if you are taking the case of flat plate, it is this is W. Okay, so W is nothing but rho g. Okay, Q V by G. So G will get cancelled out. So what you are getting? Q is what? Rho A. Okay, and it is sorry, Q is VA. So it is rho A V square. In short, this force we have calculated for the very first case, that is impact of jet on the flat plate which is held perpendicular. And then you can calculate the velocity by using Q by A. Similarly, for the hemispherical plate or vane, it is 2. This is what? W. W is nothing but rho G. So Q is AV. So G will get cancelled out. So you are getting 2 rho AV square. Okay. And then how to calculate actual force? So by taking the reference of weighing balance reading. Then you calculate coefficient of impact. Okay. Now obviously if you are getting the value of coefficient of impact as 1, this indicate what? Theoretical force equal to actual force. Okay. Now if you are getting less than 1, then and then only you can say that impulse momentum principle is verified. What is the meaning of less than 1? Yes, which force is more? Theoretical force is more. What is the meaning of more than 1? Actual force is more. Now actual force should not be more than theoretical force because there will be losses. Okay. So what the apparatus consists? It consists nozzle of known diameter, vane on which water jet impinge, device for measuring the force, pumping device and rotameter to measure the flow rate. So this is what the experimental setup. So I will explain step by step. So this is the acrylic door, this is nozzle, this is plate, okay, this is tank, okay, and nozzle is provided over here, and this is what the suction of what? Centrifugal pump. This pump will suck the water, okay, and this water will flow through this what? Rotameter, okay, and then again it is going to nozzle. Okay, you can see here the arrangement of what? Plate and nozzle. Okay. Now this is what the weighing balance to take the reading of actual force directly. Okay. Okay. and this is a balancing weight to have a balance of this indicator at 0. Okay, this will be at 0. Okay, and this is nozzle, this is plate. Here you can mount the different plates, that is maybe flat plate or inclined plate and chord plate. Okay. Now see how is the construction. So this pipe is what it is connected to tank, and there one wall is provided. That wall is known as bypass wall. Here you see yellow color wall is nothing but bypass wall. So by having a this arrangement of this wall, that is if it is fully open, then 100% water is going. Okay, accordingly velocity will be different. Okay, if we will adjust the wall, then here rotameter reading will show the how much water is going to nozzle. Okay, and this is a pressure gauge. Okay, so you can see here, this is the nozzle plate. Okay, okay. So this is what water is coming, suction of water, and this is discharge of water. Okay, and it is going to where? Rotameter. This is rotameter, and this pipe is connected to nozzle directly like this. You can see here, these are the plates. Okay, flat plate and chord plate. This is bypass wall. Okay, and you see here, this is the pipe which is coming from rotameter. Okay, where is rotameter? This is rotameter. Okay, this is rotameter, and the pipe is coming outlet of rotameter. Okay, it is going to where? Nozzle directly. Okay, and then water will fall on the in the tank, and then it will yes, this is what this pipe is connected to what? Where? Tank, bottom of tank. Okay, and it is going to nozzle, and this is what the pipe which is provided to know the pressure. This is what? Pressure gauge. Okay, correct. Now you might have understood each and everything. Okay, so by adjusting this bypass wall, you can adjust what? Velocity as well as discharge. So for different velocities, you can calculate the actual force, and similarly, you can know the theoretical force by how to know actual force. So directly by taking reading of this what this meter. Okay, okay, or weighing balance. This is known as weighing balance. So you will get the force in kg. You convert it into Newton. Okay, so here you can on the pump. Okay, this is rotameter. Okay, so this completes the setup introduction. So setup consists of what? Nozzle of known diameter. So where is nozzle? Here it is nozzle. Now again different diameters nozzles are also provided. Okay, then vane on which water jet can impinge. So vane is nothing but plate. Okay, vane is nothing but plate. This is flat plate, this is chord plate and inclined plate. Okay, then device for measuring the force, that is weighing balance of 1 kg capacity. So here you can see device. This is what? Yes, weighing balance. Okay, and then rotameter to measure the flow rate 0 to 50 lpm. Okay, so where is rotameter? Yes, this is rotameter. Understood? This is what the experimental setup. Now procedure. So install the equipment near a water and electric power source. Then open the front acrylic door. Where is front acrylic door? This is the front acrylic door. Okay, understood? Then fill the clean and soft water into tank approximately up to 3/4 of its full level. Keep the bypass wall and rotameter wall open. So where is bypass wall? This is bypass wall. Okay, and also rotameter wall. Okay, then next fix the desired jet, that is jet of having different diameters, that is nozzle diameter. Okay, and vane, that is vane may be flat, incline or curved. Vane is nothing but plate. Okay, vane and plate is same. Close the acrylic door, lock and level the fulcrum to horizontal position. Okay, level the fulcrum to horizontal position by adjusting counterweight. You see here, where is counterweight? So this is what? Counterweight. Okay, So what is given? What you have to do? Yes. Level the fulcrum to horizontal position by adjusting the counterweight, such as adjustable knob just touches the weighing scale top surface, and weighing scale so that it will lead to 0. So anyhow you have to maintain this weighing scale at 0 by adjusting this what counterweight, okay, or balancing weight. Now next, yes, connect the equipment to electrical power source and switch on the pump. Now pump start and pump water back to tank through bypass line. Okay, gradually close the bypass valve. Okay, until the pressure gauge read 0.5 kg per centimeter square. So what we will do? Gradually close the bypass valve. So by closing the bypass valve, you can have pressure gauge reading. So you can get the different pressure gauge reading, and at this different pressure gauge reading, you can take the readings of rotameter, okay, then rotameter reading and weighing scale reading. So gradually increase the pressure to 1 kg, then 1.5 kg centimeter square, and so on until the bypass valve is fully closed. Okay, first you keep it open and gradually you close it. So accordingly pressure changes, and rotameter reading as well as weighing scale reading also changes. Okay, now note and record the reading at each step. Okay, note and record the reading at each step. Change the vane and repeat the experiment with the same jet. So first of all, you mount what flat vane, then later on you can mount curved vane, okay, and then incline vane. Then change the jet. Again you can have a change of jet, that is it may be 8 mm diameter, 10 mm diameter, like this, okay, and repeat the experiment for all three vanes. Tabulate all readings and calculate theoretical force exerted on the vane. Now how to calculate theoretical force? Obviously by taking the reference of equations which we have found out by applying impulse momentum principle, okay, and compare with the actual force exerted in the vane indicated by weighing scale. So weighing scale will indicate what? Actual force. Then calculate coefficient of impact in each case. In case the equipment is to, so this is what the procedure, correct? Now these are the observations. So for 6 mm diameter nozzle you can have a different opening of what? Bypass valve. So at different pressures, pressure gauge will indicate different pressures, and that pressure readings, with respect to that pressure reading you can note down the rotameter reading and actual force reading. Then calculate cross section area of jet. So it is 5/4 d square meter square. Okay. Then these are the cross section for 6 mm, 8 mm and 10 mm. For 6 mm it is 2.8 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter square. For 8 mm it is 5 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter square, and for 10 mm it is 7.8 into 10 to the power minus 5 meter square. Okay. Then this is what the observation table, jet diameter in meter. So you can take a different jet, or you can have only one jet, and you can use what the different pressures. The type of vane, it is flat, incline and curved. Rotameter reading in LPM, then actual force. Okay, that is yes. Suppose for flat vane, so it is rho a v square. So why we want rotameter reading? Because we want to calculate velocity. Velocity equal to q by a. Okay, so discharge upon area. So you can calculate v in meter per second. Then theoretical force directly you can take from where? Observation table, and then you can calculate coefficient of impact. So its value, limiting value should be 1, and it should be, if it is less than 1, then only you can say what verification of impulse momentum is done. Okay, for different plane. So theoretical force on flat vane, it is WAV square upon G. W is nothing but rho G. Okay, so G will get cancelled out. So what you are getting? Rho AV square. Okay. So then, if you are taking this W, then you are getting kg. If you are taking W as a rho G, then you will get it in Newton. Okay. Where A is area of jet in meter square, D is the diameter of jet, and V is the velocity, that is Q by A. Okay. Q is nothing but rotameter reading. Okay. So you can, it is liter per minute, so you convert it into meter cube per second. First you convert liter per second, then convert meter cube per second. For hemispherical vane, it is 2 into rho G. W is what? Rho G. So G will get cancelled out. So 2 rho A V square. Okay. because cos theta angle is 0, and then for inclined vane it is rho AV square sin theta. Okay, so in this way you can calculate what? Coefficient of impact. So where F is the actual force exerted on the vane experimentally, and Ft is the theoretical force exerted on the vane by calculation. Okay, so this completes what? Determination of coefficient of impact for the flat fixed plate, curved fixed plate, and inclined fixed plate. Okay, so stop here. This completes your experiment number 1. Thank you.